Welcome to Your City Connections, where you get to meet entertaining and informative guests. Guests such as an artist with a brush or with a camera, and a guest with a violin. City Connections, providing insightful interviews with favorite son Lieutenant Governor Todd Lamb, to city commissioners, the mayor. Interviews with a rodeo queen, to beauty queen, and even an NBA player.
Hi, I'm Derrick Silas, the Director of Electronic Communications for the City of Enid. My special guest today is the Communications Specialist for a native Oklahoma company who is listed on the 2015 Forbes as the 14th largest private company in America with $22.2 billion in revenue, and the owners are on the Forbes 400 list of the richest people in America at number 108, above Oprah Winfrey and Donald Trump. And what company is this? None other than Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. My special guest today is Communications Specialist Kealey Dorian. Thank you, Kealey. That is correct?
Absolutely. Pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Now, for Tom and Judy, who are the owners of the company, they are Oklahomans, and they started this company. For a company to rise to that level, there has to be some drive and ambition and a great work ethic. Can you give us some information on their history, as you know, and on the company in general?
You're right. Tom and Judy Love are two fabulous people, and if you've ever got 5 minutes to be in a room with them, you will see everybody just hanging on every word that they have to say, because they're just that fascinating and smart, and I'm honored and blessed to be able to work for them. They started Love's back in 1964. A lot of Oklahomans know this story. It started when they leased one abandoned filling station in Watonga. That very first store is still there today. Okay. People always ask. Yes, it's there. You can go and you can see it. We've grown a lot since then, and you're right, it did take a lot of dedication and ambition and just planning and thinking ahead. And the thing that they have done and continue to do to this day is they always try to anticipate what the customers will need. And much like any successful business person will tell you, they're always trying to anticipate what's next, what will people need next, what can we try to give them before they even know they are going to want that. So they have grown it. We now have 65 Oklahoma locations. That number is getting ready to grow. Obviously, we have Enid opening up soon. We have several other Oklahoma locations coming down the pike. And we're at more than 360 nationwide. So it's been quite a ride, and they are far from finished.
Okay, that's great success. Now, what is your role as the communication specialist for the company? What is your day-to-day responsibility?
It's kind of hard to put into words. When you asked me that question before, I'm like, I do a lot, but it doesn't sound like it when I try to explain it. I guess you could say it's my job to make sure our customers know where we are, what we can help them with, and if people have random questions, which people have all kinds of random questions, I try to help them with that or point them in the right direction. I come and talk to you about new locations that we have going up, and I work on some video projects, so any piece of video that you have seen coming from our Love's social media channels has probably come across my desk. So a little bit of everything. We stay busy in the Love's communications department.
Okay. Now, what's the difference in the travel stops versus the country stores?
That's a really good question. And because we are in Oklahoma where we started, we have both of those concepts. So the country stores, it's like a convenience store. So the first one in Watonga, if you've ever been to that one, it's a convenience store. And that you can think of, it's a little bit of a smaller footprint. They're usually about 2,000 square feet. They have fuel for motorists like you and I. They have snacks, coffee, fountain drinks, just small cooler items. When we get into the travel stops, that's what we're doing today. That's what you all will see here in Enid. Right. And that's more of what we do now. That serves motorists like you and I, but it also services professional drivers, and by that I mean professional truck drivers who drive semi-trucks. They always need services, and we're happy to provide that for them. So our travel stops these days, they're much larger. They're usually between 7,000 and 10,000 square feet. They will have gasoline for the motorists, but it also has diesel fuel for the professional truck drivers, showers for them. There's a whole section in the store that offers products kind of geared toward professional truck drivers. So if they need something for their tires, say, or their truck, say a mud flap falls off, they've got to have those. It's DOT regulations, so we can supply that for them in there. And that's the big difference between the convenience stores or the country stores and the travel stops.
Okay. Now, why did Love's select Enid as a place for one of its stores?
We have a growing commitment. As I mentioned, there's always a shortage of places for professional drivers to park their trucks and have a safe place to rest. They can only drive certain numbers or certain hours per week, so and we don't have to get into all of that. But nationwide, there's a very big need for places for professional truck drivers to park their trucks and have access to driver services and rest. So we have committed to not only building new locations on major interstates like I-35 here in Oklahoma, but we've also wanted to look at, okay, what are some of the underserved major highways that we have going on?
Right.
Enid has 412 that goes right through it. It's a major highway that goes through Oklahoma and beyond. Obviously, it's a U.S. highway. So we thought that that was a really good location. And when we made this commitment to expand onto highways, Enid just made sense for us. It's close to home. We know the business here. We felt that it was going to be a really good location because we know the people.
Right.
The city's been fantastic to work with. This thing has gone up in a pretty quick amount of time for us, so that's always it's always really helpful when we have a city who's really behind us. So everything fell into line. It made sense, and we're just about ready to open.
Okay, well, great. Now, I've heard that in addition to the travel stop, that the Enid Love building would have a microtel hotel for truckers exclusively. Now, how did Love's get into this? What made them do this? Is this a new trend or?
It's really interesting. Like I said, Love's has always got their hands in the future and looking at where we can go next. Tom Love coined this phrase of highway hospitality. So he's always looking at what else can we do? You know, the highway, or the travel stops and the convenience stores, that's our core business. But what can we do to beef that up and offer even more? So we have 4 hotels open right now. We have another 10 or a few more than 10 that are in the works right now and will be coming online here in the next 2 years about. Enid is still one of those projects that we are looking at. We don't have a firm timeline for it right now, but it's not just for the truck drivers, as you mentioned. Obviously, it would be a microtel and suites. It's for anybody who would want to stay there. Certainly truck drivers are welcome.
Right.
They can park their truck at the store and then walk over and stay the night. Some of the long haul drivers, they're away from home for days at a time, and so it would be a breath of fresh air for them to have a warm bed and a hot shower other than the ones in our travel stop to go and utilize.
Okay, I think it's a great idea to combine those together. Now, what would be the location of the travel stop and the hotel, if possible, right here in Enid?
It's at Highway 412 on the east side of town, Highway 412 and 42nd Street.
Okay, okay. Well, if you're just joining us, Communication Specialist Kealey Dorian. I think we'll take a break right now, and I'll have more questions when we come back. Welcome back to City Connections. Again, if you're just joining us, my special guest is Kealey Dorian, the communication specialist for the Love Travel Stops and Country Stores. Now, Kealey, how does the Love's company go about where they're going to locate a new store or a travel stop?
That's a good question. I get asked that question a lot. We have a dedicated team of people, and that is their sole responsibility. They go out and they look for sites where they think we could come in and make a positive impact. So Enid was certainly one of those places. They look at several things. They look at competition in the area. They look at truck traffic and, you know, are there any industrial parks nearby that might bring in more truck traffic so we could certainly make a difference and serve those folks. That's it. We look a lot on busy interstates. We're looking now on secondary highways. There are still many, many places that we feel are underserved where we could come in and make a really big difference.
Okay, because I noticed a lot of them on I-35 and I-40 throughout neighboring states and the local state as well. Is there a reason why those specific highways, or it's just?
They're major interstates. Of course, all all interstates are busy, but those tend to be among the busier ones. They're major thoroughfares. They go all the way. I-35 goes all the way from Texas on up to Minneapolis, and then I-40 certainly is coast to coast. So they're just really major routes, and they get a lot of truck traffic and motorists like you and I who use them.
Okay. Now, Love's Country Stores and Travel Stops, how many states are they in?
40.
40 states. Okay. All right. Now, what type of gasoline and types of products do the stores offer?
We'll have gasoline for folks like you and I in regular vehicles. We have diesel. We have bulk def, which is for professional drivers, and that's an additive. So people like you and I wouldn't use that. Some of our locations, some 17 now, have fast fill CNG, and that's a special kind of CNG for heavy duty trucks. We have about 20 locations that offer CNG for, if you and I had a vehicle that ran on CNG, and CNG is compressed natural gas. People here in Oklahoma pretty well know what that is, but kind of in some of the outer states that hasn't caught on quite as much yet. We're hoping to have a hand in changing that. Inside the stores, we work with several vendors. Many of them, I'm proud to say, are from right here in Oklahoma. If you've ever had a hot dog from a Love's, that's made by Schwab right here in Oklahoma City. The buns come from a place called Specialty Bakery. They're based out of Tulsa. We have captivating headgear. So if you've gone in and you bought a ball cap or purchased a ball cap from one of our stores, that's made in Norman. So we partner with people from all over the state and beyond.
Okay. Now, I know that Love's is dedicated also to local giving and partnerships with communities. It's known for participating with the Children's Miracle Network Hospital fundraising campaign and its employees with United Way. What other ways does Love's partner with communities and giving back? We pride ourselves on coming into a community and not just building a store and leaving and then just, here's the store and that's it. We really pride ourselves on coming in and being a part of the community. So upon the grand opening of each new store, we offer a $2,000 donation. We'll do that here in Enid. We don't know who the recipient is yet, but if anybody's interested, you can certainly email me and we can figure out how to throw your name in the ring for that. So we offer the $2,000 donation at the grand opening. Beyond that, every store has an annual budget to give to a local cause, and we want them to pick it at the store because they're in the community. They know the best ways that they can make that impact. You mentioned Children's Miracle Network. That's something that we're extremely proud of. We just wrapped up our 2015 campaign, and our stores really blew it out of the water. But that's one that a charity that we support because it's a great way for us to make an impact in that community. The Children's Miracle Network Hospital's model is fantastic. They have a corporate office in Salt Lake City, Utah, but that office does not tell the local hospitals how to use the money. So all of the money that is raised in your store goes to your local hospital. That hospital gets to decide how to use it. It's beautiful, and that's why we love supporting them. Okay. Now, going back to we were stating about the contribution to a organization in the community, are those nonprofit organizations, I'm sure? Nonprofits or a school. Okay, and they can contact you at your email, or is there a form on the website again? There is a form on the website, so you can just go there, but you can also reach out to me. My email is kealey.dorian@loves.com. So you can definitely let me know, and I can point you in the right direction if you're interested in throwing your name in the hat for that. Okay. Now, as far as the location here in Enid, is there a current search for candidates for positions? And tell me, when is the expected time of opening for that? We're opening very soon. We're on track to open in late January or early February at this point. We haven't started hiring just yet. You can always check our website, loves.com, for any job openings, but probably the best way is just drive by the store. When they're ready to go, they'll put up a now hiring banner, so that's the best way you can keep posted as to when they will be hiring, and they'll be looking for all positions. We'll employ probably about 30 people at that location, so that's full-time, part-time. They'll be looking for people to work in the restaurant, so we're just about there. Okay. Well, I just want to say to my viewers, as you can see, Enid is a city that is continually growing. As our brand states, boundless opportunities. And I want to say, Kealey, thank you for joining us today, and I really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to add?
We're just really excited to be opening another store here in our own backyard. You know, we're an Oklahoma-grown company, as you've said, so we're really excited to become a part of the community of Enid.
And we appreciate your effort with the nonprofit organizations and things of that such. I would like to say thank you for joining us today. Hope you join us next time for other interesting people and organizations that have an impact on the Enid community. My name is Derrick Silas. Make it a great day.